Welcome back to another episode in our series of 5 out-of-place artifacts. Before we get into the video, I'm excited to share that this is our 20th episode and we've now covered 100 fascinating OOPARTs in this ongoing series. To our dedicated viewers who have been following our show since the beginning, and for those that are just watching the series, I would like to express my sincere thanks for your unwavering support. I hope you enjoyed watching the series as much as I have enjoyed creating it. Now that that's out of the way, let's begin. Temple of Jupiter. Have you ever heard of the Temple of Jupiter? It's a remarkable ancient structure located in Lebanon, and what's interesting about it is that it contains a curious artifact that has baffled experts for centuries. The Temple of Jupiter was built during the 1st century BC and dedicated to the Roman god Jupiter. It was a grand temple that stood tall and proud for centuries until it was severely damaged by an earthquake in 551 AD. The temple eventually fell into disuse and became a quarry for building materials. But what's truly remarkable about this temple is the massive stone block that is found at its base. This block, known as a trilithon, is made of 3 stones that weighs a combined 800 tons. To put that into perspective, that's the weight of around 25 blue whales. The stones are also over 19 meters long, 4 meters wide, and 3.5 meters high, making them some of the largest stones ever quarried by humans. The mystery surrounding the trilithon lies in how it was moved and placed at the temple's base. There are no records of any ancient civilizations possessing the technology or tools necessary to move such large stones. And even if they had the technology, it's still a mystery as to how they were able to lift and place them with such precision. Some have suggested that the trilithon was moved and placed by extraterrestrial beings, while others believe that it was the work of giants. While these theories may sound far-fetched, it's difficult to explain how humans alone could have accomplished such a feat. To this day, the Temple of Jupiter and its trilithon remains a mystery, leaving experts and enthusiasts still pondering about the possibilities of what ancient civilizations were capable of. It's an OOPART that continues to intrigue and fascinate us, reminding us that there's still so much we don't know about our ancient past. So what do you think about the Temple of Jupiter's trilithon? Do you believe that ancient humans alone could have moved and placed it? Or do you think there may have been extraterrestrial or supernatural interventions involved? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Vimana. The Vimana are ancient flying machines mentioned in Hindu texts that dates back thousands of years. According to these texts, the Vimanas were used by ancient people for transportation and even warfare. Descriptions of Vimanas in Hindu texts are incredibly detailed. They are said to have been powered by some sort of fuel, and some even had multiple levels or floors. These ancient flying machines could travel great distances in the sky, and they were also able to navigate through water and even space. While some may dismiss these descriptions as simply fanciful myths, there are some who believe that the Vimanas may have been real machines that existed in ancient times. There are many references to Vimanas in ancient Sanskrit texts, such as the Rigveda, the Mahabharata, and the Ramayana. In fact, some of these texts contain descriptions of aerial battles fought using Vimanas. Some researchers have even suggested that the Vimanas were built using advanced technologies that are still unknown to us today. The Vimanas were said to be constructed using a special metal called somakanta, which had the ability to generate energy. This metal was said to be incredibly light and strong, allowing the Vimanas to travel great distances without being weighed down. There are also claims that the Vimanas were able to perform incredible maneuvers such as sudden stops and turns, and even hovering in midair. Some researchers have speculated that these abilities were due to advanced propulsion systems, such as anti-gravity technology. While there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of Vimanas, the detailed descriptions of these flying machines in ancient texts cannot be ignored. The idea that ancient civilizations were able to construct such advanced flying machines raises questions about their knowledge of science and technology, and whether they're influenced by advanced beings or civilizations from other planets. The Vimanas also challenges our understanding of ancient texts and mythology. Many dismiss the descriptions of Vimanas in Hindu texts as mere mythological stories, but their level of detail and consistency across multiple texts suggests otherwise. The possibility that ancient people had knowledge of ancient flying machines and technologies that are still unknown to us today is a fascinating and thought-provoking concept. Have you heard about the Vimanas before this video? If you have, what else have you heard about these ancient flying machines? The Mayan Codices. One of the most famous artifacts to come from the Mayan civilization is undoubtedly the Mayan calendar. However, there is another artifact that deserves just as much recognition, and they're known as the Mayan Codices. These ancient books were created by the Mayan civilization between the 3rd and 13th century CE and contain detailed information on topics such as the cycles of the moon, the movements of the planets, and the prediction of astronomical events. The codices are believed to have served as guides to the Mayan calendar and were used for religious, ceremonial, and divinatory purposes. They contain information on the cycles of the moon, the movements of the planets, and the prediction of astronomical events. The codices also contains information on the history, mythology, and cosmology of the Mayan civilization. One of the most famous Mayan codices is the Dresden Codex, which was created in the 11th or 12th century CE. The Dresden Codex contains detailed astronomical calculations, including the prediction of solar and lunar eclipses. It also contains information on the cycles of Venus and the movements of the planets. Additionally, it includes a calendar that is based on the movements of the planet Venus. Another important Mayan codex is the Madrid Codex, which is believed to have been created in the late 13th century CE. The Madrid Codex contains information on ritual practices, including the use of hallucinogenic substances, as well as divinatory techniques. It also includes information on the history and mythology of the Mayan civilization. The Mayan Codices challenges our understanding of ancient knowledge and history. The advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and the natural world suggests that the Mayan civilization was highly advanced and raises important questions about the potential influence of extraterrestrial beings or civilizations on ancient cultures. Additionally, the limited number of surviving codices raises questions about the potential loss of knowledge and the impact of historical events on the preservation of ancient texts. The Pictish Stones. The Pictish Stones are a collection of carved stones that were created roughly between the 3rd and 9th century AD. The stones were created by the Picts, who were a group of people who lived in what is now Scotland from the late Iron Age until the early medieval period, and are some of the most impressive and enduring examples of Pictic art and culture. They are typically carved from a single piece of sandstone and range in size from small handheld objects to massive monoliths standing over 3 meters tall. The name Picts was given to them by the Romans, who referred to them as Picti, meaning painted people in Latin, likely due to their custom of painting their bodies with tattoos or other pigments. The designs on the stones are intricate and varied, and include a mix of geometric patterns, mythical beasts, and human figures, as well as symbols that are not fully understood today. Some stones also bear inscriptions in the Ogham script, an ancient Irish alphabet that was used by the Picts and other Celtic people. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Pictish stones is their iconography. Many of the symbols and images are not found in any other culture, and some of the carvings on the stones depict images that are difficult to explain or interpret, such as bizarre hybrid creatures and otherworldly beings. These depictions has led some to speculate that the Picts may have had contact with beings from other worlds or dimensions, and that the stones are evidence of this interaction. Additionally, Some of the stones feature astronomical and astrological symbols, which suggests that the Picts had a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos. This knowledge is not typically associated with ancient Scottish cultures, and it has led some to speculate that the Picts may have had access to advanced astronomical knowledge or technologies. The purpose of the Pictish stones is still not fully understood, and some experts believe that they were used as markers for important sites, such as burial mounds or battlefields, while others suggest that they were used as memorials for prominent individuals or as objects of worship in religious ceremonies. Some stones are also believed to have served as boundary markers or as signs of ownership for particular lands or territories. The intricate carvings and symbols on the stones suggest a high level of skill and artistry, and it's possible that the stones were used as a way of demonstrating wealth, power, and prestige. Some of the carvings also depict images that are associated with war and conflict, suggesting that the stones may have been used as a way of celebrating military victories or commemorating fallen warriors. The true purpose of the Pictish stones remains a mystery, and it's likely that they've served multiple functions in Pictish society. What is clear is that the stones represent a unique and important aspect of Scotland's culture and heritage that seems to have been lost in time. King Tutankhamun's knife. King Tutankhamun was an Egyptian pharaoh who reigned from 1332 BC to 1323 BC, and his tomb was discovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter. But this story isn't about the king himself, but about a very unique piece of artifact that Tutankhamun had when his tomb was discovered. The artifact that was found is a knife that was believed to have been buried with the pharaoh in his tomb, and is made of iron with a gold handle. It's 34 centimeters long and 4 centimeters wide, and features a decorative sheath with gold and enamel decorations. What makes this dagger so intriguing is the material it was made from. According to recent studies, the iron used to create this weapon has a unique composition that suggests it may have originated from outer space. Specifically, it contains high levels of nickel and cobalt, which are typically associated with meteorites. Researchers have been studying Tutankhamun's knife for years, trying to determine the origin of the metal. And now, a recent study has shed new light on this mysterious artifact. Using a technique known as X-ray fluorescence spectrometry, scientists analyzed the metal composition of the dagger and compared it to known meteorite samples. What they found was astonishing. The iron used to create Tutankhamun's knife has a very similar composition to iron found in meteorites that have crashed on Earth. This has led some experts to suggest that the iron used in the knife was actually sourced from a meteorite. If this is true, this will make Tutankhamun's knife an incredible out-of-place artifact, challenging our understanding of ancient Egyptian technology and their interaction with extraterrestrial materials. The fact that ancient Egyptians were able to work with such a rare and unusual material would have been a remarkable feat of engineering and metallurgy. However, not all experts are convinced that the knife was made from meteoric iron. Some suggest that it may have been made from iron that was mined from the earth, but that had a similar composition to meteoric iron. Others argue that the high levels of nickel and cobalt found in the knife could have been the result of intentional alloying rather than a natural composition from a meteorite. What are your thoughts about the knife? Do you believe it's sourced from a meteorite? Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's clear that history is full of mysteries that challenge our understanding of the past. They remind us that our understanding of history is constantly evolving and that there may be much more to learn about our ancient past. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to join us next time as we uncover more intriguing mysteries from the world of out-of-place artifacts. Thanks for watching our Late Night Top 5 channel. We're a new channel and would love to have your support by subscribing, liking, or simply dropping a comment down below. To watch more interesting late night videos, click the links to continue watching more.